She didn't scream when she fell. Instead, she looked up at me from the living room floor, her small arm twisted at an unnatural angle, her mouth slightly open in shock, frozen in that silent moment. I remember it clearer than anything else in my life, because it was the last time everything felt real, the last moment before everything shattered. They rushed her to the ER. Routine fracture, they said. We'll prep for a cast. I gripped her other hand tightly, whispering that it would be okay. But then the doctor came in. He stared at the x-ray quietly, his face unreadable, until a barely noticeable twitch betrayed him, a subtle shift in his expression, a quick exhale. Then he called another physician over. There's something impossible inside her, he said. I didn't understand at first, but when he turned the screen toward me, I saw it, a small metal rod embedded deep inside her upper arm bone. She'd never had surgery before. She was only 5. Next to me, my wife's hand trembled, her face drained of color. I heard her breath hitch, barely audible. That was the moment I knew. After 6 years of marriage, I thought we were solid, not passionate, but steady. We shared goals, raised a daughter, laughed over wine, fought over dishes, and made up before sleep. She stayed home with our child while I worked overtime building a future for us. I missed some milestones, first steps, ballet recitals, but I always came home. Or so I thought. Then I began to notice things. A locked phone, sudden interest in therapy, unexplained walks, deleted texts. But I gave her space. She was a mother, tired, needing time alone. That's what I told myself. The first real clue came 2 months before fall. Our daughter called him Uncle Nate. I'd never heard that name before. Mommy's walks, she said. I asked my wife. She froze and smiled weakly. Just a neighbor who jogs the same trail, she said. I let it go, but I started watching. The x-ray wasn't proof of infidelity. It revealed something darker. That rod wasn't new, the doctor said. It had been there for at least a year, a surgical implant. But there had been no surgery, no hospital visits, no stitches, no explanations. Except one. I waited until we got home, until our daughter was asleep in my arms, her cast wrapped tight, painkillers making her light, limp like a fragile memory. Then I asked calmly what had happened. My wife didn't lie. Not at first. She cried, trembling with fear, said it was a mistake, that I wasn't there and everything had gotten out of hand. I pressed quietly, and she told me everything. Our daughter had a fever one night while I was away on a business trip. She passed out. My wife panicked and called Nate, not me. He took them to a private clinic. His friend was a doctor. No paperwork. No consent. No records. Just implants. She didn't think I'd understand. She didn't even know what they put inside her. But I did. Nate worked in biotech. He ran our /&D at a startup developing nano-tracking implants for children, allegedly for medical safety. They'd been using my daughter as a live test subject, and my wife had let them. I didn't confront him. I didn't raise my voice. Instead, I bought time. I told her I needed to think, that I wouldn't report anything yet, that we needed to stay a family for our daughter's sake. But I started planning. I pulled every contract Nate's company had ever filed, dug through patents, and found a buried clause in their funding agreement. No live human trials allowed during Phase 1. Violate that, and you risk losing funding, or worse, prison time. I filed a quiet anonymous inquiry with the ethics board, attaching every document I could find. Then I went after his investors through proxies, hinting at a brewing scandal, just enough to make them nervous. Within a week, they pulled funding. The final blow came when I framed that x-ray, slipped it into a manila envelope with a copy of our daughter's birth certificate, and left it on Nate's office desk with a typed note. She was never yours to test. He spiraled. They launched a federal investigation. My wife didn't know until the day the feds knocked on their doors. Nate broke first, claiming she coerced him, that she forged my consent, that she brought our daughter willingly. He gave them my name, my address, everything. But by then, I'd already filed for divorce. Quietly, strategically. She lost custody. Lost everything. When the court asked why I hadn't spoken up sooner, I showed them a fabricated medical record. made to look like an oversight, documenting the implant's discovery only after the fall. My concern was recorded, my innocence preserved. Now, my daughter sleeps safely upstairs. The implant was removed. We keep the real one in a sealed bag, tucked inside a fireproof box, a reminder of how deep a trail can run, and how far I'm willing to go to end it. People ask why I don't date, why I seem distant, cold, distrustful. I just smile, because they'll never understand what it's like to hold your child's broken arm while a doctor tells you someone implanted a device inside her, to watch your partner's face go pale, not from fear, but from exposure. She thought I was too passive to see, too soft to act. She was wrong. I didn't scream. I didn't explode. I watched, and when it mattered most, I struck. Now my daughter is safe, and those who betrayed her are learning that some wounds don't bleed. They roughen inside quietly until there's nothing.